Ready?
Roll the clip.
I don't pay child support.
We're gonna move
Like,
on.
why would I pay child support? I'm not a bum.
Because did you pay for their school?
Of course.
Okay, so by
But you talk so fast, you don't let people get their thoughts out.
You just kept saying I don't pay child support.
You're a judge.
No. You kept saying I don't pay
You
child
put
support.
people on the.
Okay, so
no,
all these
when I
children
say
you
I pay, no. Let's make sure we're clear. It's very important because I got my parents.
child support,
Let me finish my thought, darling.
Oh, 2x.
Thank you. Yeah, make sure. When I say don't pay, that's the communication gap.
Okay.
When you saying, what do I pay? You're thinking child support. I'm not giving anything. I'm saying I take care of my babies.
Okay, what does that look like?
Yeah, it looks like you take care of them.
Can you explain to me what it looks like for you to have to take care of
the
some
school,
kids?
clothes, trips, etc.
Okay, what about they live in the house with their mom
Yes.
24/7, right?
Yes.
They live in their home. So do you
Right.
pay any of those bills in their house?
Yes, I did. They grown now.
We're gonna focus.
Yeah,
18
when
and down.
they were kids, yes.
So the 16-year-old not right now. So you
Yes.
still have one that's underage.
Yes, and well taken care of.
What does that look like
It's
right
amazing.
now today?
So what's your thoughts on that?
So this comedian, I think he said that, I know 5 of them, but I think from the longer conversation, he has 7 kids with 7 different women, and they're in different states. And
Which is insane.
Which is insane. And
let me say this. I
but-
don't think you can be an adequate father the way you should be to your children with them being in different states and there being multiple of them. Because
Right.
money ain't just it, right?
Right.
You could take care of all of them
Right.
financially, but sometimes they
that's
want
why
to see their daddy and play
Yeah,
with them and
of
be there
course.
for them and stuff like that. So
And
I'm not judging people because I
Yeah.
know stuff like this happen.
Totally.
But if a person is going out and saying, I'm going to do this and I want to do this and I want to be in this situation,
Yeah.
I disagree with that person.
Yeah, the longer clip, you start out hearing like, what, he has 7 kids with 7 women, and you're like, ugh, like, and then you hear the longer clip and you're like, oh, he's actually not, like, she seems like the crazy one. She was so bent out of shape, and he was like, no, I don't need to pay child support because I take care of them. Whatever my kids need, they have, and I'm not responsible for like paying the mother who's not my wife, like paying for her bills and paying for her lifestyle. But my kids are very well taken care of, more so than men who pay child support. But yeah, the longer clip, I think, was more to the point I was going to speak to.
No, but I think that said a lot in that clip, in that video, because one thing is, I do think people get too caught up on child support.
Oh, I agree.
Because you have to pay X amount of dollars. This is what happens, and I know it's statistically proven. I forget what article had made mention to it, but people can go do their own research.
Yeah.
When fathers are forced to pay child support, they actually do less than they were when they're not on child support.
And that's exactly what he was saying.
Because if you say, you go to the court and if you argue it right, maybe you pay less, you paying X amount of dollars a month, which is like not that much. When a father, if you didn't have him constrained by the government and they taking out his check, making him feel like he don't have any power in the situation, maybe he'll just do more. But I think child support isn't the end all be all.
I think child support is a way for women to punish a man for not being with them anymore. And if it sounds like the women that he procreated with were mature, level-headed, you know what I mean? Like,
they were broken.
well,
but
broken, but they weren't broken in the sense they hated him. They were broken in a different sense.
they were reasonable.
Yes, they're reasonable. And so to me, it seems like a much better situation for kids when parents get along and mommy, you know what I mean? Mommy, still treats daddy, like a good man, and dad says, whatever you need, I got. Whatever the kid needs, I got. He spoke about how he spent a lot of time with his kids. And yeah, it's like when women get upset, like, oh, I'm gonna stick it to you, and then it's like, yeah, but you may be getting less than what a man would have done on his own.
That's why
you're getting much worse treatment, and you can see the spirit of like the women or the woman. She couldn't sit still. You could tell she was so bothered. In the longer clip, she like called him a name, and then she like realized like, oh, I just called him that, and he was like, hey. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. She could not like fathom, like, what do you mean you don't pay child support? I was like, dang.
Yeah, you could tell that she's coming from a place of either her dad and mom had that situation, or she's currently a single
Yes.
mama.
Yes.
And
That's
she
what it
hate
was.
her baby daddy.
Yes, that's what it was.
And this is the thing that people get kind of misconstrued, because it is abnormal to have a woman who's a baby mama that actually like the baby daddy,
They
and
get
that's
along,
still reasonable. Every situation I know,
Yeah.
it has always been a vindictive relationship. It has always been, I want child support because I want to get back at you. And I have never looked at how much it actually costs to help raise the kid.
Right.
I want as much money as I can humanly get from you.
Yeah.
I
owe me.
want so much money that I can live off of your money.
It comes like, I want to punish you.
I want to
not,
punish
I want
you.
to take care of
Ain't got
you.
nothing to do
I
with the
know.
kids.
Yeah.
Child support has been weaponized in America.
Totally.
I think maybe they was in good faith when they decided to do it, because men were not taking care of their responsibilities.
Yes.
They should have a cap on it.
Yeah.
They should say every kid in the United States of America that is 7, that's in this zip code, or that's 8, that's in this zip code,
Well,
the cost of living is
But you
this.
can't do that because
Why not?
Because some kids go to private school. Some
Well, no,
kids
that's
take piano
external. No,
lessons.
that's
Some kids-
external. That's external. I'm
do you
saying a
mean?
baseline of
Oh.
what a kid needs to be taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody said you have to go to piano lessons. Nobody said you have to pay extracurricular sports. Baseline, and then they can calculate. Okay, what is this kid involved in?
No, there you go.
And and then you
Sure.
add more to it.
Yeah.
But there should be a base, because what happens is if they just go, a typical kid plays all these sports and does all this stuff, and then you got a basic mama that don't put her kids in nothing, and then you paying the same amount.
Or you play in the NBA and your kid all of a sudden costs $40,000.
$40,000 a month. And think about this, babe. If you were paying somebody, just say $10,000 a month, tax free.
No kid costs 10.
That's you
We've
getting a
gotten a-
6-figure income, tax free.
Yeah.
You don't even have to work.
No.
Because if you worked and you made 160,
Yeah, you're getting
170
taxed on
after tax,
120.
you'll be making the same as that
Yeah.
child support number.
No, it's so true.
it's and then what they don't do, which bothers me,
Yeah.
and I'm saying this from a man that pays child support.
Yeah.
What bothers me is that they don't verify if the other parent is doing what they're supposed to do with the money anyway.
Yeah. So the dad, like the parent that pays it, has to pay it.
On the-
But
on
the
the-
parent who gets it doesn't have
Baby,
to prove
the
that it's going to the kid.
The
Yeah,
forms say that this is how much a kid needs, and of course is bastardized, because the more money you make, the more money the kid needs somehow. But anyway, that's a
all
number.
of a sudden, the kid's not eating a Lunchable.
Look,
He's now eating a Wagyu.
My
steak
kid,
for
just say
lunch
if I
every
had
day.
a kid and I was poor, or I
Yeah.
barely making it, the next year I get some
win the
financial
lottery.
success,
Yeah.
and now that same kid in the same environment now need $20,000 a
Yeah.
month. And so, with that being said,
Yeah.
and they don't ever hold it accountable, because they have a number, the numbers say one thing, and then the parent's supposed to split that.
You're right.
The mom don't have to pull money out of her account. The
know,
dad has to
I
pull
know,
money, and they never verify. And I think that people begin to misuse it,
Of course.
and that's where she was triggered,
Oh, she was so triggered.
because she can't think of a world where a man just is normal with the kids.
I think she was more triggered that a woman was like, I don't need to put him on child support because this man just he gives me what I need, and I as a woman who
Only want what I
who
need.
had a baby with a man who wasn't my husband, have no problem telling a man what my needs are, not
What the-
my needs, but what
what the
I
kid
need
need.
for our child.
Right.
Most women who are not in a relationship with a man, most women in a relationship with a man, but let alone outside of a relationship with a man, where there's some kind of animosity or history, aren't going to be like, hey, our kid needs some shoes, our kid needs some money for this thing. Women are like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to ask him. I don't need nothing from you. I got it on my own. I'm an independent woman. We don't need you. That's why they want child support, so they can just silently cash your check and not have to pretend like they don't need you, when in reality, they need you.